Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I love you. Despite the fact that it is Friday, I am a complete and total grumpadump, and it's thanks to organizational techniques. First of all, what are we doing today? We're playing Legends of Runeterra, and drops are enabled for all of you that love free things that cost $0. Yes. Oh! But first, I need to complain. I love organization. I love organization. Make no mistake about it, I love organization. If you've ever watched any of my educational content, I love to have clearly laid out models, delineated lines, color-coded Excel spreadsheets in order to keep the information in a format that is so pretty and so readable, it's even fun to look at, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if any of you have ever gotten into organizing your stuff and color-coding your crap. It's so fun. I'm the sort of guy that gets hyped about label makers, so that way I can label the cupboards in my kitchen when I'm one of two people that uses it, right? Like, I love organizational shit. Now, that's not to say that I do organize everything. I am, in fact, a 33-year-old adult male who does do things like puts it down instead of putting it away. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Like, I'm the sort of guy that takes the CD out of the console, and instead of putting it into the case that's right here, I just flip it upside down so we don't scratch the CD, and I lay it down right next to the case that's over here, probably on top of some other CDs that are also upside down that I also could have put away. I have those bad habits. Make no mistake about it. It's not that I'm, like, needing things to be organized and clean. I don't need that. It's not something that upsets me. What I'm stressing is that I like organizing when I opt to do organizing. Do you understand what I mean? And so what happened? Well, over the course of the last 2 weeks, I've been a little bit motivated. I've been a little bit interested in doing things like getting organized, putting stuff away. That pile of clothes, no, it's going to go into drawers. Oh! All those CDs that are strewn about, they're getting put away in their respective jewel cases. Now, some of you young Zoomers are wondering, what the fuck is a CD? It's a type of thing called analog technology that you don't really need to care that much about, right? Just download it straight from the cloud and don't worry about it and close this stream. But for me, I was putting away all sorts of things. I was getting organized. I was feeling good. And here's the problem with organization. Here's the problem with organization. Your brain gets a little weak. You start not relying on your memory. You start not relying on your understanding of the chaos around you because each thing has its place. And one of the things that has the most consistent place is this pair of headphones. I have precisely one pair of headphones. This is it. These are the headphones. They're earbuds because I like the lightness on my head. And some of you are probably going to turn into little markety folk and just be like, oh, Sean, but there's an open ear, this dingle-dong, you put it on, it's just like so good, it really feels light and easy weight. It's heavier than these, okay? It's heavier than these and it's more cumbersome than these. I just like earbuds. I like earbuds. I'm an earbud kind of guy. They have a box. There is an earbud box. And every time before it's showtime, you know what I do? I go to the earbud box, I remove the earbuds from the earbud box, I put them in my ears, and I do a goddamn show. But today, I go to the box, they're gone. They're what? No. The earbuds are supposed to be in the earbud box. That's where they live. That's their home. The moon orbits around the Earth orbits around the sun. Insert a flat earther joke or whatever the fuck here. But seriously, the headphones go in the headphone box. That's where they go. And this suddenly is the problem of organizational techniques. When you start to become dependent on all your little organizational things, when suddenly your orbs get out of orbit, you fall apart. I normally go live a few minutes after the hour. This is just good streaming logic. If you're going to go live at 1, don't start your show at 1. Start your show at 1:07 to 1:10 because people are getting emailed and starting to log in. That viewership builds so that way people don't miss out on the beginning. You know, the usual sort of thing. But it's right now, it's 1:29. That's like so late because I couldn't find my headphones. They weren't in the box. I looked in All the pants that I have ever worn, are they in the pocket? No. I went to go to the cats to find in their hiding spots. Are the headphones under the sofa? Are they perhaps on the second tier of the cat castle? Are they perhaps in the closet next to the suitcases where there's a baby blanket? Because by God, we do put a baby blanket where the little baby cats like to sleep. It was in none of these places. Where could it be? Late last night, I went to the grocery store to get turkey. And when I was in my car, I thought, I'm going to listen to some music. I unplugged my earphones, my earbuds. I put them on the chair next to me. I plugged in my phone to the aux cable because I don't use Bluetooth because I'm tired of that bullshit. I'm tired of syncing. It's so nice when a cord just goes in a hole and then sound's happening. Got that turkey, put that phone back in my pocket, walked right upstairs, and 30 minutes later I realized they must be in the car. You know, and I really want to just give an ode to all of us who have had disorganized piles of crap, and someone else comes in all judgy to your apartment or your home, and they're like, oh my God, how do you find anything in here? And you go, I literally know where everything is. Name any object. I can tell you where it is. Oh, where's a clean pair of boxers? It's on the second layer of laundry on the chair. The top layer's dirty, the bottom layer's clean. I know exactly where that delineating line is. You'll find exactly 3 pairs. And yes, I've been counting because I love procrastinating my laundry. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. Where's a clean spoon? There isn't a clean spoon, but the easiest to clean spoon is in the glasses to the left of the counter. I use it to stir up my morning protein shake, which as I'm talking I realize I forgot to make. But that one should be easy to clean. You'll find the sponge not next to the sink. It's in the bathroom because I was doing some cleaning there about a month ago, and the cleaning solution's right next to it. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? This is not organization. This is the human brain's ability to adapt to any obstacle, kicking into high gear. And you know what happens? The moment that I can't find my headphones in my headphone box, one of the key pieces of organization I use, my life almost falls apart. I don't get to start my show on time. We're starting, Jesus, it's 1:31. Zutri says, should we talk about the sponge you clean your dishes and bathroom with? Well, guess what, Zutri? I replace my sponges all the time. I buy the 48 packs from Costco because I love cleaning and I love organization. And let me tell you, those sponges are stacked in little neat 6x8 columns. All right? Because I love organization. I just really need to fucking clean my shit up. So, jeez. We're going to play Legends of Runeterra today. Drops are enabled and all that good jazz. Let me make sure that I have all my windows open. I don't have all my windows open. But I just wanted to say an ode to all of you that don't organize your stuff. Because let me tell you, it is hard. It is hard to let go of such a crystal clear picture in your mind's eye of exactly where, what, why, and how everything is in your little apartment, in your fiefdom. All right. Why does it think I haven't enabled in-game drops? I have. I have absolutely done that. And this is the other thing that is just driving me insane. Is that everything is connected properly. Everything is connected properly. You know what? I'm just going to message, hey, Eric, can you handle this in-game drops bullshit? Yeah, so, I mean, part of the reason why I'm a little tilted is I had to spend 30 minutes trying to hurriedly find my headphones, because if I have to do a show without headphones, I can't hear the game. Oh, drops is good? You lied to me, Scourger Land? Well, you've built up, like, probably 3 years of credibility here on this channel, so you're doing totally fine. Let's talk about the game at hand. It's Legends of Runeterra. It's an upcoming / literally live right now card game from the good old folks over at Riot, who make a game called Leg of Legos. This is a game that I have heard some buzz about. The one that I personally have been most interested in is the Project A, the shooter that is upcoming from Riot. I think it just looks beautiful, and I think that their approach is fantastic for that. And just sort of incidentally, I haven't really looked at Legends of Runeterra. As you know, I really like card games, love Hearthstone, been playing a lot of Magic in the last year, love Magic the Gathering. And there has been a pretty significant number of card games that have cropped up and gone poof into the wind, much like Batman in Mask of the Phantasm. Oh! Yeah, remember that movie? I really got to rewatch it. And I think that the card gaming space, despite all the digital clients that people might point to, there's also been a pretty substantial amount of purely physical card games that have come and gone, many, many attempts to create new systems. I feel like multiplayer card gaming is one of the most both rich in terms of possibility and has lots and lots of explorations in terms of systems out there. And so I'm delighted at the chance to be able to play this game. Thanks for the beta access, Riot folk. Whole bunch of knuckles right back at you. Yes, the Riot logo. They were like, what embodies the spirit of our company? Knuckles. Gotcha, baby. So I'm excited to check this game out, and I don't know anything. And as usual, we're going to... I want to make a statement right now that I feel like a lot of streamers are going to be really emotionally connected to. This game is not released. It is not broadly open in public access. And let's assume that it is. It's new. So if you want to try to backseat and give me that, ugh, day 9, what a bunch of misplaced stuff, you're insane. You're like... To quote Jubei, if I met you in Minecraft, I would build an insane asylum for you. I would put you right in it and go, yeah, you really complete the decor. What our goal is today is just to sort of experience, see, feel out what the game's all about. And I would encourage many of you in that vein to throw out tons of suggestions and thoughts of what you would and wouldn't do. As long as you're not trying to make me do things, because the game's new. You don't have to try to be Captain Instructabot. But feel free to ask a lot of questions, give a lot of thoughts, give a lot of considerations, because all I really want to do is chat about and experience the game. Let's make sure that all the drops are looking good. Okay. Round 1, I know nothing. Your hand, these are your cards. Thank God. Let me tell you something. I love a good tutorial. Let me go ahead and scoot my face out of the way. I just want to make sure that the audio silence when not in focus. There we go. So that way I can click over here. Champion. This is Garen, a champion. Click to continue. Before I say much else, I want to just generally give a huge shout out to the UI designers that are at the Riot, at Team Knuckles over at Riot. Yeah, my name is ZNGEL Day 9 because almost all the usernames that I have ever created are taken, so I highly doubt that that collection of letters in front of Day 9 is taken. Baboom. Like the UI for TFT and League of Legends, I think is just beautiful. But alright, this is Garen, a champion. Although I do think this bright orange and bright red is a little much for me. When I've struck once, a 0 of 1. Okay, great.
It falls to me to stop this blustering malefactor.
That's old-timey for total dickhead. Alright. Play Garen. Alright, drag him. Oh, look at this. Oh, it says pass, but then when you click on this, it says summon. Ooh, that's nice. This is how much damage a unit deals in battle. Denoted by Programmer Orange. This is how much damage a unit can take before it is defeated in Programmer Red. Champions level up in different ways. Garen will level up after he strikes the enemy just one time. Entropy says, I can't unsee these weird colors. Yeah, like orange and red. Like this blue looks, it's a nice sort of dark shade of blue. 6 feels very highlighted. This orange feels, it just, it's like my eye is like too drawn to it. just glance at this screen and try to have your eyes not focus on anything but that orange attack number, especially given that in terms of the UI design, orange is sort of a highlight color. Yes, orange is a bright highlight color. I mean, that's like orange. Seriously, Kale says, someone who is red-green colorblind, I love that it is orange and red. It means I can see it clearly. Oh, that's a great point, yeah. Units in play, when you play a unit, it goes here.
Wait, who are you again?
Talking actions. In Legends of Runeterra, you and your opponent go back and forth taking actions each round. This is surprisingly common in a lot of card games. Artifact is the most recent digital card game I've seen use it. Also, Legends of the Five Rings has like a back and forth thing. Magic is, it's my turn, but you can respond in a very complicated... I shouldn't say complicated. It's really clear when you get it, but it's not the simple, I do, you do, I do, you do. Legends of Runeterra, you and your opponent take turns going back and forth. You went first and summoned Garen. Your opponent passed, so you act again. Great. This is your health. Has 6. Or this is your nexus. It has 6 health. Great. Destroy the enemy nexus to win. Okay. Healths are over here on the left. Okay. Drag Garen into attack. Okay, so are these like my Pokemon that I summon and I'm sending out this one to battle? Is that right? Oh my god. It looks like Garen just became a wide boy. Draven is blocking your attack, which means it's your action again, but you don't have any cards yet. So click OK to resolve the battle. Okay, so this looks like I have cards back here, and I summon them to some sort of, like, participatory area, and then this is, like, the battlefield, yes? Also, just want to make sure all our audio's sounding good, and all of you are doing good this fine Friday. Alright. You don't have any cards yet? Alright. Click OK. I really feel like the game wants me to click OK. Let me just... 7-3. Garen struck a foe in battle, so he leveled up, increasing his HP and damage.
Aha! Another foe defeated.
Aha!
Hold up! I wasn't supposed to lose. I never lose.
Click pass. When you have no actions left, it's time to pass. Both players pass in a row. The round is over and a new round begins. Yep. Lot of smoothness. End round. Ah, yes. Red on red. Perfect. Red on red. Prepare to attack. You attacked last round, so it's the enemy's turn to attack. Okay. So it seems like there is an overarching phase order, which is like, I'm on offense, and then they're on offense. You know, in sort of these big chunky phases. And then within each big chunky phase, you have a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this reminds me of the artifact structure of you pass back and forth until both players pass, and then you move on to the next lane. Play Kithria. Kithria? This is a very Lisp-friendly name. Kithria of Cloudfield. So, I'm curious where the drag action goes. So it looks like I cast the card again to this sort of playable area. So it looks like we prepare...
New recruit reporting in.
Ready.
So I see...
We attack soon.
I assume it's something like I cast to this participation zone, and then I can also take an action. Okay, so it's kind of like summon the troops first.
Forward! For Demacia!
Okay.
Charge?
I'm still slightly confused on what the exact ordering is. I think I have an idea, but I want to ensure it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe this is just a me thing, but it sure feels weird to have the health all the fuck way over to the side of the screen where I'm like, do some action, and I've won. It's just like super focused, like way at the corner of the screen. Oh, man. I do like the victory screen, just like, you know, like when you're doing one of those cheap 3D movies at an amusement park, I just like comes out at my face. New cards received. The Freljord is harsh, but it's home to the adorable Poros. Alright, well, if everyone uses Facetune there, it'll completely wipe out the Poros. Alright. 4 mana, 4/4. I assume this symbol is the rarity. A Poro Herder. When I'm summoned, draw 2 Poros if you have a Poro ally. Mighty Poro. Overwhelmed. Oh, it's a 4/5. I thought it was a 4/4. Oh. 3 mana, 3/3. Overwhelm, which I assume is a keyword. Braum defends the Freljord. How's this pronounced? Freljord? The Freljord. With heart and strength, I've survived 10 total damage. And then we have some other symbols here. Your deck now features Demacia and Freljord. You know, I'm pretty sure this says continue. Is it just me, or is this, like, very difficult to read? This is, like, bright white for me, and I see a C here and an E here. That is very bright. I think we found the chill wind Yeti. Yeah. Blocking. Followers. The best defense? Oh, yes. Love a good tutorial. It's just so orange. That's like all I can see.
Poros? What are you going to do? Cuddle me to death?
Nice. Cool, tough dialogue for someone who has absolutely zero clue about any of the characters or lore of League of Legends. Followers, this Mighty Poro is a follower. Unlike champions, followers cannot level up. Makes sense.
Even Mighty Poro deserves mighty friend, like Bro.
Yes. Did you ever check your NVIDIA settings if your video card is using full RGB range? I did, and it now is, but it was not on by default, as you suggest. When I've blocked once. Alright, so I summon things to the... Yep. Great. Summon things to the activation zone.
Carve a path.
Carve a path. BBTs. Your Nexus has 5 health. Oh no.
Stand behind Brom.
Alright, block with Braum. Okay, so if I can take this anywhere. If I drag it over here, what happens? It's like, absolutely not. It won't even let me mess up. I really appreciate good tutorials. Like, I actually think the tutorial is one of the most undervalued things in so many games. Like, make your single player campaign your tutorial, dude. Like, I love to learn how shit works and crush things. I mean, set it up for me, man. See, Lana says, these are some weird tutorial champions. Well, I mean, I don't know at all. I have no idea. I also don't know what overwhelm means. Excess damage ideal to my blocker is dealt to the enemy Nexus. Okay, so overwhelm is trample. Got it.
This was a fine block.
Ah, yes. It's very difficult to read red on red. And I mean, like, the red of, like, 1 and 2. Like, that red is, like, 255-00 red. It's just, like, open up MS Paint default red. I really love the pace of combat.
Me of when I carried Elnooks over Iron Spike Mountains. It was on a night so biting cold, it could freeze off Moustache.
Oh, it's going to a different situation.
Storm had cleared, and Farmer said, No, thank you!
Ha 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 ha.
I mean, we march.
I want to finish my thought. I loved the pacing of like, oh, that was so good. Because I remember in Artifact, I didn't really think about this very much initially, but in Artifact you go pass, and then everything, bam! Everything deals damage to each other, and then it immediately kind of zooms away. It can be like a little difficult to fully process everything that's occurred. Survive one round without letting any Poros die. Okay, well this is clear. We put Braum here.
You are safe with Braum.
Now, it looks like there's no ability to block this one on the right. I'm trying to see how these hover effects work. Is this a bug? See, notice when I... So I like the hover effect, right? If I move here... Notice that there's no rim lighting on this one, but occasionally the one in the middle has some rim lighting. You see that 2-2 in the middle? But now it doesn't if I move slowly enough. Alright, so I'm going to try to see if I can block on this right side. It looks like it's letting me. You know this thing where when you hover over, there's a little highlight? I kind of want when I hover over into this middle zone to have like a middle zone highlight. So it looks like the attacker sets up their alignment in the attack, and then the blocker sets up their alignment in the block.
Oh, very strong. The fighting is hungry work. You like Boros snacks?
Look all the way to the left! Oh my god. There's a mixture of absolutely beautiful 10 out of 10 quality animations and interfacing and stuff. And then just some, I'm not going to say weird choices, but they feel like incomplete choices. Like, let's be honest, if the number is a little bit hard to read, I don't think that necessarily matters tremendously for the sake of gathering data in some sort of alpha or beta test for a game. Like, it's not a super high priority thing, you know what I mean? People might have to lean in a little bit, and it's certainly satisfying to poke fun at, but as someone who does not really know how the gameplay works, so my brain is not focused on the possibilities of the cards and the strategies and stuff, I'm like, that red is a very weird red. Hey, look, our continue button isn't exploding with brightness. The Spider Queen will dominate your foes. There's a nice little bit of polish that the loading symbol is like a shuffling card thing. It's like very, very nice and resonant. Mana, actions, attacking. Back and forth. Alright. Round 1. You can use mana to play your cards. You start the game with 1 mana. Okay. Okay, I wanna just give a little bit of praise. Yes, cool. Right, again. Oh god, knuckles for you, my friends. I think easy to learn, difficult to master is total bullshit. I think that all these super popular games that you see everyone playing right now are all hard to learn. They're all hard to learn. Fortnite, hard to learn. Okay, this is but chess though. Chess, fucking really hard to learn. StarCraft, hard to learn. Dota 2, hard to learn. League of Legends, hard to learn. They're all hard to learn. They're so hard to learn. Even American football is really hard to learn. It's rules on rules on rules. Hearthstone, hard to learn. All these games have so much complexity and corner case rule sets and situations that take a long time to really thunk mentally. But there's a common property that a lot of these games have, which is that they're really easy to have fun with. Really easy to have fun with, you know what I mean? You can start having fun right away. And I love, like Dota is a notoriously difficult to learn game, but It's pretty damn easy in your very first game to just hit a button with Lena and holy shit. XG Dragon says, I think he means hard to learn to become good. No, I mean like hard to learn like really what the heck is going on in a game. I mean like when people talk about things like chess is easy to learn, I mean, try to teach someone who is like an adult chess, and there's a whole lot of stuff. You know what? Like, and I want to stress the difference between how hard it is to learn the basic rules versus how hard it is to kind of get what the fuck is going on in the game. And I don't mean complex shit going on. I mean like, for someone to watch this and go like, and why is this even interesting? Like, what's the gist of what's going on? Like, what the heck, you know? Like, for instance, the game of Go only has really 3 core rules. Only really has 3 core rules. There's not even different pieces, right? They're all just stones. Put them on the board. There's only really 3 rules. But I had to probably study Go for 50 to 100 hours to even understand what the heck different moves meant and why. And I don't mean different strategies and what's good about them. I mean like he played 2 stones there and then he stopped playing stones. Why? Because his group is alive. Surprise is so hard to comprehend might be more accurate. Maybe yeah. The reason that I get annoyed with the phrase easy to learn, difficult to master is almost any game that someone has described to me as easy to learn, I have found like innumerable examples of, for people, it is hard to learn. It is hard to learn. And let me be abundantly clear on a tangent really fast. Let me be abundantly clear about something. I really hate when someone's like, well, where do you draw the line between this and that? Because I'm just trying to provide a general lens to describe a loose concept. I'm trying to describe the difference between the land and the ocean. And if someone's coming to me going, say, well, where do I paint the line on the beach to delineate where the ocean ends and the land begins? Yeah, there's waves coming back and forth all the time. The tide comes in, the tide goes out, and all this shit, right? I'm not trying to really paint a line in the sand as to where the ocean ends and the land begins. I'm just trying to generally describe the properties of land and generally describe the properties of the ocean. Just so I can say stuff like, you're going to want to build your house on land. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean when I'm trying to say I get really sick of the easy to learn, difficult to master phrase that goes out there. Not because I'm trying to paint a really cleanly delineated taxonomy of what comprehension versus understanding versus learning means. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just talking about, generally speaking, come on, get the gist of what the fuck I'm talking about. StarCraft has tech trees for the races that take a long time to literally memorize. And then you have to learn all the units and memorize what they do. You can blow shit up with fire and Lena, but then you have to learn like about camp stacking and lane management and creep aggro, and you have to learn that like F4 opens the item store and like other function buttons deliver or send the thing home. You have to learn all these, oh no, you can't buy that from the main shop, you have to go to the side shop. What the fuck is the side shop? Well, it's different from the secret shop. What the fuck is the secret shop? Right, there's just all this stuff to learn. But the thing that I want to stress, whole reason I'm bringing this up, is I think that it's so much more important for a game not to try to simplify itself so it's easy to learn. It's to make sure that somebody understands what the fuck is fun. They can understand the fun. You know what's a game that is really hard to just learn how to control properly? Rocket League. It's incredibly difficult to do even some of the most basic stuff with the controls. Have you ever seen a game that's easier to have fun with? You're trying to crash a car into a ball. It's hilarious. Holy shit. Okay? You gotta make it easy to have fun, and one of the best ways to make it easy to have fun is just to say, hey player, let me start off with the fun shit. Okay? Let me start off with the fun shit. And what we're seeing in Legends of Runeterra is the game is showing you some combat. It's showing the cards in action right away. And then in the third tutorial, it's introducing mana to me. Mwah! Mwah, yes. Because, I mean, if you've not played a lot of card games, okay, or even if you have, I'm not really going to get a hard on because I have a limited amount of mana to spend. Oh, I love having limited amounts of resources that I have to plan out on each turn with no context at all. Like, it's showing you, man, it's basically going, hey, you know what's really fun? Battling through combat to deal damage. That's pretty dang fun. But guess what? There's a problem. You're going to have some limited mana. Show me the fun first, then show me an obstacle in order to get to the fun, okay? So good. All right, that impromptu speech was the greatest thing I've done all week. Let's just go ahead and turn the show off. That's all I've got for this week. Let's go back to talking about how that's way too orange for my tastes. All right, your Spiderling costs 1 mana. Now, if this were a shitty mobile or browser game, there would be some British woman going, your Spiderling costs 1 mana, Commander. Play your Spiderling. You got it, man. God, I hate easy-to-learn, difficult-to-master. You know why I hate it? Because all these great games that are out there. League of Legends is an amazing game. StarCraft is an amazing game. Magic the Gathering is an amazing game. They're all amazing games. And then someone comes along and is like, but if we just made it a game with 1 mechanic, it would be much easier to learn. Oh, it would be easier to learn. So I'm going to make a game that's so simple, everyone will be bored in about 10 minutes, right? Able to attack. Remember, you can only attack every other round. This game, your enemy goes first. You'll be able to attack next round. Okay. Copy that. So, it looks like we're going offense and defense. Each round, your mana refills and you gain an additional mana. Oh, so on the alternation, so if I'm on attack, I'm at 1 mana, then on defense I'm at 2, attack on 3. So is there some sort of like parity, like every other mana? Okay, each round your mana refills and you gain an additional mana gem. So I see, oh, play Elise? You want me to play Elise? What if I want to play my house spider? I think spiders are tight.
Feels good to stretch my legs.
Generic anime succubus. Wrenchbot. Ah, that sounds like a nice insult to someone you don't like. Attack with Elise, then your Spiderling. What if I want to do it in the other order? Attack with Elise. Let me tell you, I love playing with UIs because this is just so good. It's so good. Look at it. Attack with Elise. I drag it out, it shows a highlight, and then it just replays the thing. Ah, it's so good. And let me read what Elise does with the right click, which is nice. Attack. Summon an attacking Spiderling. Ooh, I love summons. Anything that's like a barracks is great. Horror Kid 9 says, personally, I feel like easy to learn, hard to master implies that the rules/mechanics are intuitive, but the interactions between them are nuanced and deep. I'm kind of with you. It's like I, in some ways, get what people mean, but, I mean, there's so many things that once you've digested the game and you have the thunk, it makes intuitive sense, but a lot of times people without the context, without other games as references, or without having grown up around the game, it's not intuitive. And the people who already get it, it feels intuitive to them, so they say that it's easy to learn when it's not. And I think the ultimate example is American football. American football, for any of my buddies in Europe, they don't, I sit with them for like 2 hours and explain how it works. It just does not make any fucking sense. Attack, summon an attacking Spiderling. Start of round, you have 3+ other spiders. Okay. Spider Queen Elise. Okay. Attack with your Spiderling. On the right. Elise summons an attacking Spiderling. Yes. And it's going to the right. Okay. Okay, so Why did the attack not happen? Because it says attack, summon an attacking spiderling. When this says attack, summon an attacking spiderling, does it mean enter the attack zone and then pass? Is that what it means? The wording confuses me a little bit. Oh, so after attack, things get slurped back. When both players pass without acting, the round ends. Yes, makes sense. Ah, Trace. Oh, wonderful to see here, Jordan. So there's an attack declaration, which triggers attack, and then there's strike, which is when damage is dealt. Okay.
What is this?
Why, technology, of course.
When I'm summoned, summon 2 wrench bots. When I've squished 1,000 spiders. That's just derpy. Play your house spider. What if I want to play the spiderling first, huh? You get to summon a thing.
Go forth, my creations.
Go forth, my creations. Block with your house spider. No, I want to summon the spiderling, dude. Maybe this is showing me some different rules orderings. So it seems to auto-place block with Elise. And so this is a bad exchange for my opponent, yes? Phases are still a little fuzzy for me, but I don't especially care. Still have 1 mana to spend. So we can play it.
Just you wait. I have a new iteration to test.
So it seems like on each round there is the
think it's about
pre-combat,
time we wrap
the
this
post-combat, and then the combat. I don't know why she leveled up, because I wasn't paying attention. You're on your own. Help at least defeat the blah 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 blah. No. Alright, so there's no way for me to figure out how she leveled up. I assume it was because of the other spiders. And I'm sure... Yes, I knew that would happen. And immediately people are starting to type in what's going on. But I cannot figure out how to discover that in the interface if I was, say, playing alone. Scroll to the left. So I can go to the history and find out how the card began in the history, but I can't click on the card and figure out what the card does in its past. So that seems like a little bit of... Maybe this is because it's the tutorial. Jerk says, in the actual game you can, but in the tutorial it's weird. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so I need to summon things. Okay, so I'm kind of curious about some ordering. So obviously I can drag this house spider out right now, but if I say play this spider out, can I then... I see the instant I begin to drag things out, it enters into some sort of attacking phase. So, can I summon more than 3 units? I wonder if I can now summon more than 4 units. I wish I had played this beforehand to be able to discover that.
Interesting solution.
Alright, so we lose out on the house spider. Okay. So this is where we go do the back and forth. I do a thing, you do a thing, I do a thing, you do a thing. So I'm on the block. When I'm summoned, grant other spider allies +2/+0. This first person is kind of messing with me. I actually don't know if I like or don't like that, but it tickles me. I'm the arachnoid host. When I'm summoned, grant other spider allies +2/+0. This actually reminds me of those old shitty MTV dating shows where it's like, I want a guy that will stick up for me when we're in an argument with the waitress, right? Like, This arachnoid host is really selling itself on some Craigslist ads, you know what I mean? Alright, so let's see. Let's summon this. And is that a permanent impact? That color green is like 1988 terminal green. Oh my god. That color of green feels so weird to me. Green on like neon green on orange. Wow, green. I mean, this looks horrible. I get that green means buff, right? Green means above or good or positive in games or whatever, and red means a negative or below and all that stuff. The white looks nice. The white looks nice, but that's kind of... I mean, that's green. All right, let's see if we can just set up good trays instead of just being a Clowndar, huh? All right, so I'll kill the command. All right, okay, so where's our things with 3 health? So we're going to block 1 here. I don't care if I take 2 damage. Let's go ahead and take this big spider lass. Drop her here. A bing ding bong.
Added it to the bug list.
Okay, so post-combat, I have another main phase. I can't do anything. Jerk says, wow, I actually didn't have an issue with the colors until you just pointed it out. I mean, it could be that I'm just being... like, everyone's okay with it and it's just me. That could entirely be true. I think that's something that's really important to note is that a lot of things that people call subjective are actually objective with a range. You know, like, if I told a joke, some people would find it funny, some people wouldn't find it funny, some people wouldn't get it, some people would get it but would roll their eyes and be annoyed, right? You get this range of possibilities that are there. And it could very well be that most people are completely fine with this orange and green, and I'm just the little persnickety bastard at one end of the range. Okay, so if I we're gonna do some interface testies. Can I summon more people? Can I summon more than these 6? Let's find out. Can only have 6 units. Okay, now can I drag out all 6? You can only place on the right. So you place in the middle, and then you just place more and more and more on the right. So I need to order them correctly. So can I... well, I guess you can only summon 6, so you can probably only have 6 on the field. But some of these things summon other things, so I really wonder... Oh, whoops, that was an accident. I mean, that's pretty clever UI thing. That's pretty dang clever. Dodge this. Okay.
That wasn't so bad now, was it?
Look to the left, see the explosion. New champion received, Lux Barrier, which means something. I'd also like to note how incredibly weird it is that I can't click or interact or get any information about this, because like I'm immediately like, ooh, I have a new champion. What's Barrier? And the game's like, go fuck yourself. You're not gonna learn a dang thing about the Barrier. Alright, I've seen you cast 6+ mana of spells. Then create a fleeting final spark in hand. I also love long walks on the beach. Still beta, though. Oh, of course, of course. Of course. I mean, given that this is a beta... burst spells, spell mana. Yeah, given that this is like a beta, alpha, all those sorts of things, I always feel like a game that has not yet been released should be evaluated in two ways. One way is I really see the potential here. I think there's a lot of really awesome stuff that really could turn into something amazing. You know, like a lot of the early access games that you'll see on Steam is like, oh, okay, this is another survival crafting game, and I understand that you don't have a completed tech tree, but the simple amount of things that are here are really fun, and I think there's a lot of potential there. And I think that that's important to frame a lot of things on one hand as the potential, what could be, how this could bake out. I also think it is equally important to talk about the other side. If this is a finished product and you want me to look at green on orange, I mean... I will call that really harsh and weird on the eyes. Like, ugh. And if someone's like, we haven't addressed it yet, I'd be like, of course. Now, I mean, that completely makes sense, but I feel like there's a danger. With all the early access stuff that has gone on in the last 5-6 years, I've been seeing tons of conversations where I feel like these two categories are not treated properly as two different categories. People are evaluating it as a finished product, or they're only evaluating it as an unfinished product. I think it's important to state both. So, for instance, that early access game that's survival crafty that I've made up, that I'm sure there's a million examples of, I think it's great to talk about how cool and exciting and interesting the potential is in this small tech tree. I also think it's very important to give the sort of harsh statement: if you think that this tech tree by itself is ready for launch, that's horrible. You know what I mean? You must, for your product to succeed, build a huge tech tree there. All right. You drew a spell. Spells are powerful cards that can turn the tide of battle or an entire match. Spell speed. Burst spells are the fastest spells in the game. They take effect immediately and don't count as taking an action. Okay, so this is... Was it called Quick in Artifact? Well, yeah, so there's a lot of card games that have the I do a thing, you do a thing, I do a thing, you do a thing. And then there's the keyword that says I do a thing, and then I do a thing. So it looks like burst is the keyword for that in this game. Cast decisive action. Bing, bong. Deal 6 damage to an enemy unit. Burst. Oops. Burst spells resolve instantly. The enemy can't act before it finishes. Play your bright steel protector. Play. Give an ally barrier. Okay. So this says play. In Artifact, there is a difference between play and summon. What is this? Weird. What is this float? What is this weird thing? Okay, so in Hearthstone, there's play, which means you play it from your hand. Summon just means it appears on the board. Playing is different from summoning. So, we have to drag it beyond this zone, give an ally barrier. You know, I'm going to right-click and come back. There's a real weirdness where I want this to go to this backline zone, but to do this, I have to drag this to up here. If I go over this, it's not far enough. I have to go here. That feels a little weird to me, but whatever. Barrier protects a unit from the next damage it would take this round. You know what's actually really interesting about this, where I have to drag from here all the way out to here? You can clearly see that this game has a very cramped amount of real estate, because it has the hand zone, it has this backline zone, it has this attack zone, and then the block zone, and then the enemy backline, and then the enemy hand. It has a lot of layers, So there's actually a bit of an issue where if you were to take this and consider it, or you're hovering, it would be way too easy for you to accidentally play it. So probably the logic is, okay, it's unintuitive to have to drag from here to here, but I would rather have the player go, well, that's a little unintuitive, than have the player constantly go, fucking accidental plays again, rah! You know, and all that stuff. So, oh my God, it's Riot Alpha Elvisim Alfalvsim. How do you parse your name, Riot Alfalvsim? Riot Alfalvsim. Oh, Riot. Oh, Riot Alpha Level Sim. I see. Alfalvsim. It is I, Riot Alfalvsim. I now know that that's wrong, but I think that's the way it is now. So, Riot Alfalvsim, rip me. Rip you and pepperonis. Yes, barrier protects a unit from the next damage it would take this round. Great, it's Divine Shield.
Time for this candle to flicker out.
We'll
Dang.
see about that.
We'll see about that. Right-click on Z to inspect him. This lets you view a card's information, such as text, associated cards, and effects. I still don't know what this targeting reticle is, but it certainly reminds me of Area 51, the arcade game. Attack! Summon an attacking living shadow with my stats. When my shadows and I have struck the enemy nexus twice. Ephemeral. When you're done inspecting a card, click anywhere outside of the zoomed cards to dismiss them. And I want to read Ephemeral. This unit dies when it strikes, or when the enemy, or when the round ends. Great. Muffin says, was there ever anything like Divine Shield in Magic? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Attack with both units. Bang! When I've seen you cast 6+ mana of spells cast in a round. Commit your action. Okay, so this cannot level up until level 6. Great. Enemy Zed protected himself with a burst spell. What? Oh shit, I wasn't looking. What? Guys, what just happened? Looks like the enemy casted a spell. Okay, so it looks like the blocks were placed, and then pre-combat, there's the opportunity to cast Boist spells. I see. End round. Alright, switchy doochy ditchy. G. Give an ally barrier. Alright, alright. What just happened?
I have many faces.
I know, but I really want to see. Okay, just give me a break. Discipline of Fortitude. Give an ally +0/+3 this round. Why are they 6/2s? Can someone explain this to me? I am unbelievably confused. Because this says Discipline of Fortitude. Scroll further down. Oh, this is round 1. Oh, it reads from the opposite direction. I see. The bottom is the most recent to happen. Petition to reverse this? I read top down, you know what I mean? But I guess we would say that it's kind of like, actually like Hadusi says, it's just like chat. The new things come up on the bottom. Yeah, the question is, do I want a Twitter feed or a Twitch chat? And the answer is, I want neither. Leave me alone. Social media is mentally unhygienic. All right. Give an ally plus... Okay, so this is Discipline of Force. This is Discipline of Bulkness. Alright, great. Alright, so this gave +3/+0, because I thought that the other effect was up here. Okay. Block Zed! Hurry, Day 9! Cast Prismatic Barrier unlocks! I'm gonna block. Cast Prismatic Barrier unlocks! I'm gonna block. I get it. Give an ally barrier. This does not track to the mouse quickly. Was this a deliberate choice? Kind of feels weird. Is that me? Am I crazy? This feels... I mean, this feels like... I mean, it actually feels like a bug. It's, like, really smooth, but it still feels... really... I mean, it actually feels like an error, so I'm gonna... It might be deliberate, but it feels like an error. Commit your blocks. Goodbye, Zed. See you later, alligator. Swap 2 allies.
Where'd he... Oh, there he is.
It is I, Living Shadow. Alright, so... Meltorfos is in the hospital again. Thanks for making me laugh. Meltorfos, mwah, you have the love from me and the whole community here, man. Hope you're doing well, man. Hang in there, my friend. You know, hospitals are a really weird mix of some just bone-crushing stress. But more than anything, boredom, man. Being in a hospital is boring. You're just sitting there. Nurse comes in every 6 hours. You still alive? You good? You good? You're good. Good. Passed. At the end of each round, up to 3 of your unspent mana become spell mana.
Let's light him up.
Oh, shit. Ah. Ah. Huh. Huh. What do I think about this? So, I get to save some mana. So, one thing that this does is it makes me feel less bad if I don't have a play. Because, oh no, I didn't do anything, but I get to store up a thing. And I can, so it helps with that, but an obvious problem, one of the biggest problems that exists in any game where power grows. An example of where power doesn't grow, Overwatch. You have the same hero the whole fight long. Yeah, your ultimate builds up, but it's not like you suddenly have more health as the game goes on or more damage as the game goes on. When there's growth of power, like you're leveling up and getting more items in a MOBA, you're getting more mana and more powerful cards in a card game, you're taking more expansions, getting more shit in an RTS, like any game where there's growth, making sure that players don't get out of whack with the permanent power growth is so important. Giving players the ability to fight against someone with some sort of permanent power spike. It's so fucking important. And the way with a lot of MOBAs deal with this is they don't let you grow like this. They kind of let you grow like this. There's also the idea of stuns. Doesn't matter how powerful you are. If you're stunned, you can't even do anything. Or the idea of, oh, in a MOBA, we can do a 3-on-1. So if they have a big power spike, there's things like that. And even then, there's tons of comeback mechanics. You know, you ended the kill streak, so you get more goals. That way we can sort of keep things even. So in other words, you got to be really, 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 really careful whenever you give someone the opportunity to do some sort of permanent power growth thing. In card games where there's combat, creatures are often the example of the permanent thing that can constantly deal damage turn after turn after turn after turn. You only have to cast it once. So anytime there is ramping, rampers have historically been a really sort of problematic thing in Magic the Gathering. In Hearthstone, we've seen Innervate, be an issue, have to get nerfed, things like that. So the idea of, oh, you get some mana that carries over, this solves an emotional problem. Well, I shouldn't say it solves an emotional problem. It's one thing to help address a particular emotional problem in a card game. Oh, I couldn't do anything this turn. Oh, so I get some spillover mana. Now, it does do things strategically. Fuck the strategy. I don't give a shit about that right now. Because there's obviously strategies where you might want to save your spell mana. But we don't care about that right now. Because anytime you're sitting down to a new game, you don't know anything about the strategy. You don't know anything about the strategy. All you care about is the emotions and the fun that you can have when you're first playing it. So the idea of spillover mana makes a lot of sense to me. And why would it only be able to help with spells? Well, if it could be with anything, including creatures, you could have some really cool, powerful creature pop down early, and that's a permanent spike that could potentially snowball more and 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 more. So it's more okay to let me get this spillover mana for something that only has some sort of one-time effect, like deal some damage. Deal 6 damage to an enemy unit. Ah.
Into darkness.
Into darkness. Lux is leveled up, and she is... it leveled up, and it makes me instantly go, what did I level up from? And I can't see it, and that makes me just die. Create a final spark. Holy shit. Oh, there she is. There she is. She's right there, look at that. Oh my god, she's a 6/4. Oh, I should shut up because it's literally right there in the interface. But it wasn't in the last round, so I'm still gonna claim that it was fine.
Brighten up their day.
Okay, so when I go to the attack phase, 6 damage to an enemy unit, but they're... Oh, it just puts it into my hand? Create means go into hand. Oh, create does not mean it happens instantly. Shadow friend. Your actions. This is burst. This is burst. Look at this. We have the ability to think shit through. So if I just burst one down, I will force an exchange. Seems fine. Boink. Deal 6 damage. Visual effects. A bright steel protector. You cannot add more blockers. Well, I'll block with this lady since she has barrier. Flunk. Oh, we have nothing else to do, so we pass. You passed? Okay. I'm getting it. I'm wrapping my whole head around it. Okay, well... I'm going to draw 2 as my first thing, and then we're just going to see what our opponent does. Grant an ally... Oh, it's burst, so I have to be a little bit careful about that, given ally barrier. You know, let's just play Kithria of Cloudfield, because we have a lot of mana left over, and let's just see what our opponent does. Nothing?
Protect and strike. A beacon in battle.
So this is burst, so I can like play in the middle of the fight, huh?
The superior tactic is to never give up.
Look to the left. Alright, so... Prologue. Play games to gain experience and complete the prologue. Each level will unlock new rewards for your collection. As a special bonus for participating in this preview patch, you've received a ton of wildcards to help you make decks. Thanks for playing. We'll definitely undo all of your collection when the game launches. Is there a store? Starter bundle. Oh. What can I buy? So you can only buy... Oh, these are common wild card, epic, okay. There is no purchase record in the past 90 days. Starter Budnell. Ah, yes. You know, this is like a real modern thing in games where it says quest, it says weekly vault. It has some other stats up here. All the things to do are over here. And then in the middle is just a big evocative image. I actually don't know what I think about this, but this always amuses me. When I'm like, ah, yes, here to play the game. And it's like, your functionality is like hiding in the corners. It's hiding on the sides. Then I hit play. There we go. Now we actually get some stuff. All right, cool. Select your deck. Oh, it's only normal. And if I go to edit, go straight to the collection. All right, so, I mean, the short end of my evaluation is that I don't know enough to begin to build a collection. I'm probably just going to hop straight into a game. Do I want to play versus AI or versus player? Almost certainly versus other players. What are my rewards? Progress? Oh, okay. All right. It's one of those click and then you get it kind of things. And how do I play games and complete quests? Okay, so play games, complete quests. Play games, complete quests. So how do I... One out of 11 what? There are a whole bunch of extra tutorial missions. Alright, well this is nice, but like... What on earth is this? This is so weird that it's like 1 out of 11. I'm like, 1 out of 11 what? And it's like, I'm not going to tell you, man. You figure it out. You're 9% complete because 1 out of 11 is 9%. I'm glad that this division is computed over here. Reese Gaming says, think Battle Pass. I'm thinking it, but I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? 1 out of 11. Is this wins? Is this quests? Is this... I don't know. Lot of UI weirdness. Lot. No, that's what I mean. 1 out of... it says progress, 1 out of 11. 1 out of 11, probably these, but I don't know. I have no information, and I have no idea how to progress on them. When I look at this, I assume that I have completed 1 out of 11 things. But here's 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I lost track because my scroll wheel's a little busted on my mouse, so don't worry too much about that. But I assume that there's 11 things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so it's 11 of these, but I have no idea how to progress in them. Not even in the slightest. Are the quests on the home screen? Could be. It says 100 experience. Is this experience? Is this experience? I don't know. All right, let's do some tutorials. Get excited. Learn about powerful spells and spell combos with Jinx and Ezreal. Recommended for beginners and veterans. Oh boy. Some champions can level up even when they aren't in play. Oh. Is hovering over the lock show anything? It says I need to complete stuff in order to advance. Fast spells, slow spells. We all spells for ice cream. Alright. Play now.
Wanna
Round
play
1.
a game? Tic-tac-toe? Dominoes?
Armageddon
Cards.
Terminus. Cards. Fast spells are powerful, but the enemy will get a chance to react with fast or burst spells of their own.
I don't have time for games.
Shit, it didn't hover over and show me anything. Okay, so now I'm going to have to go back here. I'm going to have to hover over this. Fast spells can be played at any time, but allow the opponent to respond. It's got to be real careful with at any time. It's got to be real careful, because I mean, this, I probably can't do it. Probably can't do it on my opponent's phase, probably. Probably. I gotta get some water real fast. Please enjoy this very repetitive sound. Alright, are all of you going insane? Are we good? Cast Mystic Shot on Jinx's Porobot. Nexus Strike. Effect when unit strikes the enemy Nexus. Create a Mystic Shot. Discard it at end of round when you've targeted enemy units 6 times. Okay, cool. And then Ezreal becomes Ezreal. Create an OC Mystic Shot. I assume this is a 0 cost Mystic Shot? 0C in non-highlighted text feels interesting. Boxboat Engineer says, what's your best advice for someone writing their bachelor's thesis? Finish it before the end of the year. Like, get the whole thing done like 3 months before you're supposed to, man. Alright, shoot her.
Time for some target practice.
Nice.
My stuff!
Ah! Funsmith, when your spells and skills deal damage, they deal 1 extra. So I would... Jinx is responding with a burst spell. Oh, that's what this shit is. Oh my god. So this is like the stack. I see. They take effect from left to right. Alright, so we've done 2 of those. You know, I think that this is like a substantial benefit.
Shred! Shred! Shred!
This is a substantial benefit that digital games just have over physical card games, where, like, resolution order and things like that, I can go... Like, wait, what? How does this work? And then it just happens for me because it's digital. It just occurs. Excuse me. Because, I mean, there could potentially be confusion about the stack ordering, but that's okay. Some units create skills similar to fast spells. Great. Like this guy that just came in.
Again.
Alright. Deal 2 damage to play. Deal 2 damage to all enemies. Because this deals 1 extra, so this is going to deal. Do that. Whoosh. 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 Preemptive Strike. You defeated the Funsmith before the Face Melter skill could take effect, so the Funsmith's damage-enhancing aura was gone. Oh, when it said 2 on the stack, that was because it was originally 1, and then it got an additional 1 added to it. Because this actually says deal 1 damage to all enemies, but it had the asterisk around it, so it says deal 2 damage to all enemies. I misunderstood and thought that its base value was 2, and then that would get increased. Oops. Fuck, come on. I thought that this would get increased by the Funsmith to 3, but it turns out that it had already been recorded. Okay. When I'm summoned, draw 1. Deal 2 to 3 enemies. Ah, slow spells can't be cast in combat or in response to another spell. Okay, so this is a sorcery speed. Great. Granting a +3/+3, so I can't do this. I cannot cast this now, which means that if I say okay, target the enemy nexus, okay. Getting slightly confused because I thought it was when they cast, I can respond, but then their original action is done, so now it's my action, I think is how it works. I think it's generally back, forth, or it's like player A, player B, player A, player B. But if it's like player A takes action, response, 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 when this full stack of abilities resolves, still goes to player B. So it's not exactly like other back and forth systems where it's not like literally I do an action, then literally you do an action. It's like there's a chunkiness to it where it's like player A is going to take one big action, and then there's tiny little fast and burst things that can happen. And then player B is going to take a big action, and little things like that, so on and so forth. So say, when you've targeted enemy units 6+ time, this deals 2 damage to 3 enemies, so I'm going to take this. God, this feels... I mean, this sluggish little thing feels really bad. Because I want to go click, click, click. And it feels this big drunken noodle trying to chase after my mouse cursor. Alright, shoot him. And does this resolve thrice? Bang, bang, bang. Ah, targeted enemy units 6+ times, so this does not count as a unit. Which makes lots of sense, but crazier things have occurred. So during combat, there's been many opportunities for combat, but it looks like this tutorial is not even letting me do it. Defeat Jinx.
How y'all doing tonight?
Deal 1 damage to all enemies. Okay, so now I'm going to do my big burst. Draw 3 and then reduce their cost by 1. Yeah, there's been many opportunities for combat, but it appears that it is not entering into combat. Certainly not for me, because I have this baby 1-2. And the baby 1-1. Just there for the reward says you're essentially playing the last tutorial right now, I believe. It appeared to be that there were actually a lot more. But I don't know if that's actually true. Give an ally +2/+2 this round. Why not? I guess I'll save this one, because I really don't care much about Ezreal taking damage. Ezreal going to 1. That green and that orange is like really orange and like really green. Porobot. Hello. It is me, Poro. Reduce my cost by 1 for each spell you've cast this game. Can I double block? I cannot. So the question is, how do I actually want to do this? I think I actually do want to trade here. Just get this one out, huh? These are really pretty little UI elements. Alright. Now, do I want to do this here? I'm going to say why not, man. Amped up. Does amped up last till the end of the turn? Okay, looks like I can't figure that out here, so I'm going to have to go back. When did Amped Up get cast? Grant a unit +3/+3. So I suppose that this is a permanent effect, not some sort of until end of turn. Why not? I'll just do this. I don't know how important it is to deal permanent damage, but it said defeat Jinx, but I don't know if that means literally reduce the Nexus to 0 or just actually literally destroy Jinx. Okay, this is deal 2 up to 3 enemies. Okay. Okay. So that's my slow spell. My opponent had the opportunity to do stuff. Shazoom. Okay, so it did mean literally kill Jinx. No, that was the level up animation. I thought it was the victory effect. So it looked like, even though it said that my quest was to defeat Jinx, Jinx is the name of my opponent as well as the name of a card my opponent has. Okay, so that seems like not good, huh? So if I just go, so my opponent has a crap ton of mana. If I just go straight to combat,
shot, all skill.
My opponent can no longer summon things, right? So this is just guaranteed to happen. Yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be like, okay, change the text of the quest to not say defeat Jinx, say bring Jinx's Nexus to 0. Oh, does this get discarded at the end of the turn? Whoops. Oh, I thought that only the level 1 one was discarded at end of round. Okay, I see. And this is a fast spell. I'll just do this.
Filled with extra bite.
So I'll shoot this. I don't need a block. Okay. The spell is something different. Deal 2 damage to anything. Why did I deal 2 damage to this? Why did that happen? Because I thought that this spell said deal 2 damage to anything. Oh, when you cast a spell, deal 2 damage to their Nexus. I did not even see this last sentence. I see. I see. Alright, we're gonna give a quick timeout to that. By the way, I know that all the information is probably somewhere here, but I'm asking because I missed it. Saying read your cards is not especially helpful because it's obviously located on the cards or on the screen somewhere. I'm asking because I don't know where on those cards it is. You know what I'm saying? Give an ally +2/+2, and this is when you cast a spell, deal 2 damage. So if I just cast this on anything, this will deal 2 damage.
I knew we had it all along.
Alright. Okay, so I'm getting some experience. Let's see. Vault. Well, because I've played Magic the Gathering, I know what a vault is. You are untimeouted, by the way. Welcome to the Expeditions patch. Along with core game, the preview patch comes with the new mode, Expeditions. We have given you an Expedition token, so draft a deck and earn rewards on us. If it's draft mode, I'm probably not going to do that. Alright, so we just played this. Wait. We haven't played this. It's gone. There it is. Get excited. Okay, cool. Delightful Agony. Excellent. Play versus AI. . Some spells and effects require you to select a target. Card powers. Play now. Jesus. Start with a lot of mana. And again, I think that this is like really clever in a lot of the... Apparently you're doing the tutorials backwards. What? Wait, what? Wait, the tutorial's supposed to be played bottom to top? And wait, no, you can't be serious. Is it played? I mean, Hadu says I don't think it matters, but multiple people were saying, yep, it's bottom to top. Or it doesn't matter. They're supposed to be played in any order? Okay. Play them in the top to bottom order. Play them in top to bottom order. Delightful Agony. Play now. I also think it's very clever in the tutorial that it hasn't exactly structured the game as a turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, start from the beginning of the game. I still don't know how a game begins. But that's actually okay in my eyes, because again, it's just trying to show me the fun stuff. And then it gives me some context with some extra obstacles, like mana, and here's the certain cards that are there. And I really like that. Also, I'm super glad I'm playing through the tutorials, because like it's introducing me like fast, slow, burst, all this other stuff, all these keywords. Alright. Senna, Sentinel of Light. The first time an allied Lucian dies this game, grant me +1/+1 and double attack. Double attack is while attacking, it strikes both before and at the same time as its blocker. Okay, so this is double strike. While attacking, strikes before its blocker. Okay, so quick attack is first strike, double attack is double strike. Lucian. When I've seen 4+ allies or Senna Sentinel of Light die.
Sentinels of Light don't fear the dark.
Senna has quick attack, which means she strikes before her enemy when attacking. Click to continue. Ah, Last Breath. Creating a... So Last Breath is Death Rattle, I assume. These abilities take effect when the unit dies. Can't block. Can't block. I like this. I would change this text to can't block, comma, dummy. Alright. Escaped Abomination. Oh. That is really nice art. That is real. Ooh. Oh. 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 Pass. Dad pass. Block your nexus to keep from taking damage. Kathunk. Ah, okay. Dad pass. You passed. Switcheroo-ha. Electrocuted. Play Lucian.
Hello, love. What's the plan?
Took you long enough.
Took you long enough. Dad pass. Crunch, crunch. So, if this were a normal game, I would be like, okay, let's ignore the opponent's health for a moment. If the opponent's Nexus was at like 20, I might say, oh, I can swing with both, because even if I lose this Lucian, I can always block with Senna. And I'll get the damage in. What is this? Something just happened? Oh, I see. This is the after. This is the result of the battle. This is the... If I don't want to do math, I see. That's nice. They both have quick attack, which means they both have first strike, and I assume that that's what this electrocution effect means. I assume. So, because our opponent's at 4, our opponent has to chump block. This is where we could take actions once the blockers have been declared, but no. Quick attack, yep. This is brilliant. I love this thing. Oracle's Eye shows you.
Stay back.
Stay back. Lucian will level up if Senna dies. Try to get her killed. You got it. All right. Let me tell you, when you are not expecting these effects to occur,
The calm before the screams.
what? Okay, I clicked the button, and what I was going to say is, when you're not expecting this, these big effects are very disorienting. I had assumed that someone had leveled up, but I guess we're just switching sides for the tutorial. Whatever. Thresh has the challenger keyword, allows you to choose which unit will block Thresh. Ah, so this is like, reverse taunt.
Be careful!
Be careful! Attack with Thresh, then use a challenger to drag Sin into Thresh. Confirm the attack. So then first strike damage happens, but I see that the electricity effect is not there anymore. Wait. Why did they exchange damage?
I'll make you regret this!
The eternity we shall spend together.
Just there for the reward, says first strike, quick attack only works on offense. What just happened? Oh man, I was looking away at chat. That's my bad. I have no idea what just happened. It felt like there was still damage to be dealt. But apparently I'm wrong. Did it just end? Like, I'm not sure. Alright. So if I go to the rewards, I guess this is an experience bar. Yay. Ooh. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. That's certainly one of the weirdest tutorials. It's just like, you learned a mechanic, victory, and I'm like, what did I learn? What's happening? What's going on? So I'm understanding that these are XP bars. This is the only experience bar I've ever seen that I cannot hover over to discover how much experience I have. Alright, let's go to the play. Tutorials. Ice and Wind. Here we go. Help Yasuo get out of a chilly situation in the Freljord. It's for beginners, veterans, and normal old humans. Only against Trendemir, damn. Play now. Mulligan combo plays champions. Excellent. Pick your starting cards. At the start of each game, you can redraw any of your starting cards. Perfect. Redraw your cards, fight, go. Oh, like this. Feels so good, that noise. So, I don't know how much mana I'm going to start with, but I assume it's 1. I mean, it says 1 there. So I'm going to send all of them back because they're expensive. Beep, 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 boop. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Round 1.
There, through the trees.
Yeah, through the trees. Attack with green glade lookout, said Sean weakly. Strike, reduce the cost of the most expensive unit in your hand by 1. And strike says deal damage to an enemy using the unit's power. So it says deal damage to an enemy. So I'm now to understand that these are units. They are also enemies. This Nexus is not a unit, but I assume it is also an enemy. Right? I assume that the enemy Nexus is an enemy. Is that right? Because in Hearthstone, the word is character. An enemy character can be the enemy hero or any of the enemy units. So. 4 mana? Why? Oh, wording stones. Okay. Yon's cost has been reduced by your green glade lookout. Your green glade is so hard for me to say. I don't know why. That is like the most impossible word my tongue has yet faced. Has an effect that happens when it strikes. Stun 2 enemies. Like this green on this blue actually looks much more pleasing to me. What does ZNGEL mean in your username? It means that day 9 was taken.
They're here! Sound the alarm!
Why is there a bunny here? Does this have another effect? Did this summon it? When I'm summoned, the enemy summons a snow hare. Like you just don't care. Ah, stalking wolf. Oh, crap. So this could be played and slurp the bunny forward. But we're about to get one ripped bunny, huh? Stun an attacking enemy. But there's no attacking enemies. Okay. Stun means remove a unit from combat. It can't attack or block for the rest of the round.
Wind at your back, you'll always find your way.
So we have some options, but we don't have any options because right in the middle of the screen says Castile Tempest stunned.
Haseki!
Ah! Okay, so I feel like this is a wee bit ooh. Oh, that audio. Let's just hear it one more time. So this, the stun is a little unintuitive to me because my expectation is that if I stun something, it is a sitting duck. But actually, if I stun an enemy unit, I'm actually putting it out of harm's way for a moment, yes? Some champions can level up before you even play them. Check out Yasuo's text. You expect me to read the text on my cards? Yasuo, quick attack. When you stun or recall an enemy, deal 2 damage to it. It's pretty good. When you stunned units or recalled 6+ units. Okay, so recall, so stun. Remove a unit from combat. It can't attack or block for the rest of the round. Okay, and I'm very curious what a round is. Because it's obviously not referring to I take an action, you take an action. Those are not rounds. It feels like the round... In my mind, a round is a full attack and block thing. So, like, for instance, once it switches to me on attack and the opponent on block, my intuition tells me that this should not be... Or this should be able to block again. I think that when they flip, any malady that is afflicting the stalking wolf is gone. Alright, didn't have time to read it. Get a mana gem and heal your Nexus 3. I don't know what get a mana gem is. I assume that that is maximum mana. So when we click pass, it should switch these swords and shieldies for me. Yes, it is an extra gem. I got it. And the malady is undone. Perfect. Best. But I probably can't burst, huh? So this is when you stun or recall an enemy, deal 2 damage to it. But I assume that the text that is above the line is only there when it is in play. So great. Here we go.
An impasse, huh?
An impasse, huh? Your action. Damn it. But I want very badly to hurt it.
You dare desecrate Avarosan lands? You'll pay!
Got no quarrel with you.
If I would die, I level up instead. What? What? This is overwhelm. This is... I assume the keywords are symbols. Oh. I see. So instead of having highlighted text, they have a sort of symbology on the thingies. Cast Steel Tempest. You got it. And away we go. Assyrio. I'm skipping this block, man. I'd rather have the hair kill Trinity. It is my action. I can give a discipline of force to this. Okay. Deal 2 damage to everything? Why do you want me to click OK? I don't want to do it. Ah! What I really liked about that animation is that I feel like...
Wasn't expecting that.
I feel like when the entire screen disappears and stuff starts happening, if I am unprepared for it, I go, what? But it, like, had the card with the if I die, then level up. And play Yasuo. You know what? You've given me no choice. Let's do it.
Call that a sword?
Some didn't, but I changed their minds.
Nice.
Big words. Might change your tune when we're done with you.
Ah. I am Tryndamere. I am a berserker, but I sound like a chain-smoking Kermit the Frog.
I've got your back.
Into the fray!
Into the fray, Miss Piggy.
Huh. Come on, then.
All right. You know what? I'm in the mood to click pass. I don't know about you. It's what I want to do. Also, let me... Whoosh. Escape the Freljord. You're on your own now. Help Yasuo defeat Ashe and Tryndamere. Dad pass. Pew.
Blade never gets any lighter.
Yeah.
You'll need more than that.
Alright, so I have quick attack, so I'm just gonna... And I can... Is this a burst spell? So I can't do anything in response to my own spells? I can only do something in response to what my opponent responds to? Powerful. Burst spells instantly resolve. I see. So burst just happens. Fast, go onto the stack, and if I assume I can go fast, 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 and like respond to myself 3 times? Or is it like a back and forth type thing? Alright, so I can stun 2 enemies on this turn. So I can just keep stunning people. Great. So I'll play Yone Wind Chaser. Stun this one and this one with my super laggy noodle arm. Is this gonna bing bong? That was very polished. So I have one of my stored spell manas and one of my regular manas, and it looks like the spell mana also gets stored. That is hash brown type. Okay, so what we can do is we can... So fast spells can only be... Fast spells can be played at any time, but allow the opponent to respond. You can't cast that at this time. Oh, it's stun an attacking enemy. I thought this said stun an enemy. Okay, alright. I did not read it correctly. So recall is what? Return a unit to a hand and remove all effects applied to it. Recall 3 enemies.
With the bees yodel I see.
This is recall a unit.
I face my fate. Your
Quick
turn.
attack. I don't care if there's a trade here. Frostbite all the highest power enemies. Okay. When you stun or recall an enemy, deal 2 damage to it. So if I recall this, does it keep the one... Wait, what? So if it goes back to the hand, remove all effects applied to it. So Ash will be a 4/3, and then... Oh, it's fine. We'll just figure it out.
Yeah, through the trees.
Swing it in.
These are our lands.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to return to the... I'm going to return this one. And this is when you stun or recall an enemy, deal 2 damage to it. Okay, so this gets recalled.
Even I have good.
And then it just goes back to the hand as a 4/5. Okay, so I see. So, based upon the ordering, when I recall it... Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to recall this and
You'll
this.
wanna give me some space. Promise.
Bang, bang. Hiya! Yeah, you!
Destiny waits.
Oh. Okay, so it looks like the stunning and recalling. That is not how priority works for resolution in Magic. Oh my god. Okay, that is not at all. Holy cow. So, the way that this would work in Magic is when you stun and recall an enemy, deal 2 damage to it. What would normally happen is you would cast the recall, Yasuo's thing would go on the stack. So it would be 2 damage, recall, 2 damage, recall. But it looks like there is more of a linear ordering to what happens. So it's like, okay, well, I'm going to target 2 things to be recalled. Deal 2 damage to the first one. Oh, did this happen? Okay, then we go to this one. Okay, now the second guy is going to get recalled. It looks like there's some ordering insertions that can happen based upon various triggers. Regardless, we are on La Défense. So I stun it. I skip blocks. At which point... Jesus. My bad. Yone Wind Chaser. Stun 2 enemies.
One blade, one purpose.
Like a gale through the valley.
So there could be some sort of spell cast.
Affirmative.
But it looks like there is none. End the round. Okay. Alright, so we can stun stuff, we can heal anything, draw 1, stun an attacking enemy. I'm gonna play on my turn, huh? I may as well.
Show yourself.
I think probably waiting once gives me more opportunities for a second guy to get played, because this says stun 2 enemies, but if my opponent had another dude to play, but my opponent can only play a dude that's 3 anyway, so I don't really give a damn. Heal anything 7, draw 1. Okay, so what happens if I heal? So this, I assume, would get healed up really high. But it looks like there's no UI flicker. So you notice how when I hover over these, there's a little highlight pop? There's no highlight pop when I hover over this one. So if I click on this, it just goes back to its maximum, maybe? Okay. So it does work kind of like Hearthstone, where... Oh, look at this. It does work kind of like Hearthstone, where there's a max health. Elusive means can only be blocked by an elusive unit. Ah. So this is flying. Alright. Now if I use my heal anything, draw 1 on this, can I undo that? Okay, so I see. So this is like me clicking, and then I can confirm, and this will only go to 20. Oh, it has a max of 20. Okay. That's kind of weird that it says -2. I find that a little confusing, but that's fine. Play this guy because I think that he is cool. So I could have gone directly to combat.
As we practice, team.
Atone.
So if I put this like
It
here,
is time.
Relax and strike.
all right. So it really just appears to be strict left to right.
Here, here. Found the alarm.
Wanderers learn from their travels, and it seems like you've seen quite a bit. Where to next?
Victory! Day 9 does it again! Alright. So we're unlocking stuff. Feels good. Clash of Blades, defend the north. So how long will it take us to get through the rest of these? Probably like another hour or so, and then we're going to do a whole bunch of one-on-ones. Mega Crisis. I wish the victory announcement took up more of the screen. I wish that it actually expanded onto my second monitor when I started to play. Wow, Clash of Blades. Alright. Katarina. Garen versus Katarina. Use the skills you've learned to help Garen defeat Katarina. Garen, your action. Oh my god, are we starting at the beginning of the game? Nice.
I'm actually here.
I'm actually here. So I can.
I'll do my best.
So it's actually just gonna let me play through. Huh,
Real battle.
well, let's send Katarina in. Good job. Have you played League much? I have literally played a game of League, but I have not. I've never actually like proper played League. So I don't know anything about any of the heroes. Each round, your mana refills, and you gain an additional mana gem. And the player you can attack switches. You know, I'm starting to realize that, yeah, maybe the tutorial should have been played from bottom to top, because this is some basic shit we've been working with for quite some time, huh? Legion Rearguard. Oh, he's so upset because he can't guard the rear. What are we going to do? Border Lookout? Yeah.
You can count on me.
No attacks, huh? When I'm summoned, draw a unit if an ally died this round. Is this regeneration? Heals fully at the start of each round. Tight. Okay, so when this is draw a unit, I assume that, like, from the deck of cards left 34. Okay. I assume that it's just saying, hey, we're a digital game, so I can literally draw an exact type of thing. Tough. Takes one less damage from all sources. Oh, he's tough. Okay, so I kind of wanna. Grant me +2/+2. Okay.
I'll do my best.
I'm watching you.
This dude can't block, so I'm just gonna go in. Bing bong. That's probably what that little symbol
Where's
means,
my
huh?
axe?
So if I'm just gonna play this guy and pass, because if my opponent attacks, I can block with the little lady. Give other battling allies +1/+0 this round. Okay. That's such good art. Okay. Passed. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's a tough poro. Oh, he's adorable. All right, Katarina. When I've struck, then recall me. What? Level up. When I've struck, then recall me. I actually think I don't even understand what this means. Like I'm having... What? Like, I do not even understand how to parse this sentence. Let me explain what I first read. When I've struck... I feel like I am remembering that strike is a keyword, and strike is when you, like, deal damage to something. But as far as my memory... So I think I understand when I've struck. Okay, so I understand that. Cool. And then the thing that's hurting me is it says, then recall me. So does it mean that... when a strike happens, Katarina gets recalled and levels up once it is in the hand? Because, like, the other level ups have been, like, level up when you have cast 3 spells this turn, or something like that. So what's weird to me is that it says, because I'm viewing everything below this line as a requirement. So when I've struck, that sounds like a requirement. Then recall me, that doesn't sound like a requirement. That sounds like an effect that happens. So I really want this to be worded completely differently. Like, because to me this would imply that I need a card that says recall Katarina, and I'd need to cast that upon her. Here's my understanding. I assume that the only way that this makes sense to me is that whenever Katarina deals damage, strikes, she immediately levels up and goes back to your hand, at which point she must be played again. But I think this wording is weird. Like, it is really weird. Recalls after the level up. I assume that it levels up on the strike and then she gets recalled, I guess. I don't know, this seems like this is very confusing. Very, very confusing wording. So I want to play my nerds post-combat.
They're afraid. They should be.
When I've struck, recall me. Okay, so... But if I kill her, she has struck. So does she get leveled up? I assume not. She has quick attack. I don't have any good blockeronies.
Whoa! Hey! Sound the alarm!
Tough. And I think those are the blocks that I want to do, yeah. Just take some damage. I do a trade. Alright, so instruct leveled up.
Solves everything.
And now... Okay, so she levels up and then she comes back. Okay, so my parsing of it was correct, but God, was that weird. Okay, so then my Vanguard Redeemer, we were planning to cast upon the death of the dude. Tough means he will not die. Tough means its damage is reduced by 1, so if it took 4 damage, it would go down to 3 and she would die. Okay, so we drew a Silverwing Scout, which has Eyeball and Tough. Elusive. Ah. Tough. Alright, so we can see the toughness represented by the fact that it's no longer red. It's this kind of like iron. We see bolts in the corner, which is pretty cute. Red on red, still weird. Sort of seeing color soup coming up. Let us determine what to do. It is a good day to Garen, am I right? So I can't order the back line, which is fine. King and country. Big house spider. So I'm gonna go straight to combat. What? Why did that guy come out? Did I accidentally drag? I must have accidentally drugged. Okay, so if I like maybe swipe a little. Ah, so that's what's going on. So if I want to take a unit out. Okay, I'm actually not sure I like this very much. Like, initially, if you click something and you go, you can, like, drop all of them, and then you can, and, like, pull them all back. But let's say I want this to get dragged visually to the highlighted region, right? I literally click and hold, and I'm not doing anything. And on the highlighted region, I want to move over. It's very easy to just pick this guy up on accident. Which seems really weird. So I kind of have to like become Pac-Man, where I like click, move up, and then move over. And I guess what I would do is I would say, oh, that's right, no matter where I drag it, even if I go to the left, it goes to the right. So I should mentally think click and move up, not click and move over. But I think that's going to be a really hard habit to break. Because humans just want to go, oh, I want this guy to go there. And so I want to drag to the middle. So I think that's seems like there's some problems. Now I've been talking nonstop, and I have not thanked Sure Sign for the 15 sub gifties. I have not thanked Adzerker for the sub gifties, and now we have 1x12. who was gifted 10. Good old 10 gifted subs for 10 years with Day 9 TV. I think mechanics that let me speed up selection is good, but I think that the way that this is implemented feels very weird. So I don't want the border lookout to come out. Ezra says, I got you, my dear. So we're going to go up and over like this. Do I want the Vanguard Redeemer to attack? Well, we would at worst... Oh, this guy can't.
We will not hesitate! Taste steel!
Shit, that is so annoying. Oh my god, that is frustrating. So I need to move this out, and then I move this out. And I wanted to move what was on the left over to the right, but it just picked up another one. God, that is... That feels not good. Is there a way to disable that? No. Okay. Rampage 1 says, it's weird that you can't play cards to the left of things. Yep. Right there with you. Right there with you. When I'm summoned, summon a spiderling. Ah. But these are very minor, irrelevant things for the sake of a beta. I mean, it's so simple just to add the ability to play on the left or the right or whatever. VP Tina 17 says, when I've sub-staked, you're awesome, Dana. Happy 3 months-os. Okay, so this is play. Ready our attack. Ready our attack. What does this mean? What does it mean to ready our attack? What does that mean? No idea. None at all. Strike. Deal damage to an enemy using the unit's power. All the wording on this card sucks. Oh, woo! Man, whoever... I mean, when I've struck, then recall me. See, this says strike, recall me. Why does this not say strike, recall me? The wording on Katarina is really weird. Okay, so this has play, ready our attack. So now that it says ready our attack, I can summon stuff? But don't they ready their attack? I don't know, that's so weird. Get 3 of the bold, attack, give other battling allies. What's one? Fearsome. Fearsome is can't be blocked by 3 or less. Yep. Why not? I'll play this less.
Demacia, now and forever.
Ready attack works as an extra attack phase. Okay, so we want to get some good trades. Garen, once again, is totally fine. Level up. I've struck twice. Are there any other ways to get good trades? Great. There's a 4-3, so we can put anything that has a 2 here. And then when I hit the attack button, this would just trade with that. So, I mean, this seems just like a purely profitable attack.
Let's dance.
Okay, so now she's going to strike. Okay. Bing.
We must not relent! War leaves no room for effect.
Start of round, ready your attack.
We are forged in war!
Trifarian Shieldbreaker. So Garen regenerates. Start of round, ready your attack. Okay. Strike is only attacking. Is it now? I mean, she's dead. Where'd she go? See, I want to be able to hover over Katarina, but I can't. And this is agonizing. So I gotta go back here to find her somewhere else. And then I'm trying to click on her to get information. Ah! There is literally... I want to be able to click on this card and find out information about it, because there is this strike keyword. Do any of my guys have the strike keyword? Alright, well, we'll never know, huh?
I keep step with the heartbeat of Noxus.
Okay. My understanding is that strike is deals damage, period. Strike is just deals damage. Garen has a strike keyword, doesn't he? No. No, it doesn't. Even the it's the strike is a keyword, but struck past tense is not. So this is not here. So where does Garen's judgment? How is Garen's judgment even related to this? I don't know. We'll figure out later. Okay. Let's send out good old Garen. Send out get 3 of the bold. So we might say to ourselves, you know, we want to just throw out some of these little bastards.
Watch my pose.
So that way they'll die.
For the Empire!
Your training has failed.
Oh! No!
Good. Stuff died. Vanguard Cavalry. When I'm summoned, ready your attack. Okay, so let's figure out what this means.
Lady Crown Guard, it's an honor.
The honor is mine, Cythria.
The wicked must fall.
Discipline or death.
Cool, so I can do multiple attacks in a row. So I see this sword symbol here is only somewhat related to this sword symbol here. It means, do you get the default free attack this round? Garen will die, but we will win, so that's good.
Superior tactic, iron will.
Is this a Zenyatta shirt? No, this is a Planet Music shirt. Planet Music. Show me what you got. Yeah, thanks, Valiant Thor. Valiant Thor with the 5 sub gifties on this fine Friday. Fan of the party says this game is hard to learn. Okay, so this is kind of what I mean by I generally dislike the phrase easy to learn, difficult to master, because something like Magic the Gathering, the stack, totally second nature to me. It's no problem to deal with the stack. Looking for triggers and understanding how they resolve, looking for various synergies among tribals and stuff like this. It's like not an issue in the slightest, because I have had the thunk of understanding. And I'm certain that with this game, there will eventually be a thunk of what's going on, but I don't mind that there's a whole bunch of confusing things, but I think that probably what is valuable for all the Riot folk is to unleash the game and its tutorial upon people and see where they see things, and that where, you know, someone like me is like, what the hell is happening here? I'm sure if someone else who's playing the game is watching, they're like, oh, it's very obviously this. Defend the North? You got it. Flavor set. Alright. Let's load in the game. Alright. Defend the North. Mulligan. Burst spells. Champions. Tryndamere versus Darius. Or Darius, or however it is. You'll need more than allies to survive this time. Cleverly use spells to outwit your opponent. And I'm going to cleverly get water to hydrate. Stay here. Stay right here. Ba 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 ba. Your action. His pants key out. That's right. I got green shorts, baby. A lonely portal. Oh, I am so sad. When I'm summoned, create in hand a random 1-cost Poro from any region. Oh, look, it's a nimble Poro. Oh crap! I forgot to attack with the Poro. That's my bad. Oh my god, Yo Larson. Yes, I am trying out this game for the very first time. Alright, I now have a pen to twiddle with. Spells, you've drawn a spell. Elixir of Iron, give an ally. +0, +2 this round, great. Burst spells can be cast at any time, even in the middle of combat. Okay. A sort of meta commentary on the tutorial ordering. I mean, there's obviously a whole lot of really cool and exciting stuff in this. Like, it's 3:45, and the last 2 hours have flown by, right? Was it 2 hours and 15 minutes? It's flown by. But, like, the ordering of this tutorial is baffling to me. It's explaining to me burst spells when I feel like burst spells were explained to me a while back. Like, the tutorial ordering... 1, 2, 3, 4, like right when the game opened up, felt good. Then there's these other tutorials that, as I'm going through them, they feel like it just feels weird. I think that the suggestion in chat was correct that they should be played bottom to top.
No one's the wiser. This'll shake him.
Ow.
Damn it.
See ya. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. Draw a champion. I cost 8 mana. What happened? Why did this transform? Why did this transform into a Jubilant Poro? What? He got a friend? Okay, I mean, that's cute, but it is really confusing when I'm trying to learn a game. You know what I mean? Because I'm now like, okay, are things different with a Jubilant Poro now? Or like things... I mean, if someone like says some dialogue, I get that that is not a permanent emblematic effect on the battlefield. But when I see a card flip, in no card game has that ever meant something irrelevant to gameplay. Like, that is a poor choice. That is weird. Okay, quick attack. So I don't want to swing. Like, at the end of each round, up to 3 of your unspent mana become spell mana. Spells consume mana first. Spell mana first.
Fuse is lit!
Alright, when I'm summoned, draw 2 Poros if you have a Poro ally. Frostbite an enemy. Okay, what's Frostbite? Set unit's power to 0 this round. It can be changed after. This is kind of an interesting one, because in a lot of card games there's the idea of the base statistic and then the modifying statistics. So for instance, in this game I might have 4 health. So if I'm at 2 health and something says restore 4 health, I can only go up to my base starting health amount and that sort of thing. So instead of saying set a unit's base power to 0 this round, they say set a unit's power to 0. It can be changed after. And I'm going to still sit firmly in the camp of I'm not sure what I think about the narrative tonal wording that's used, because Magic the Gathering essentially treats the wording as formalist logic. You know, it says things like, during your upkeep phase, set this thing's base toughness to 2. And those are very precise mathematical triggers that happen at events. So if you read the card and you understand the sort of mathematical nature of the linguistics, Benzian says MTG reads like legal text to me. I think that's a really, really nice comparison. It's a sort of technical legalese. But this also leads to a complete and utter lack of ambiguity. Kind of. It should, in theory, lead to a lack of ambiguity in a lot of situations, because, you know, when this unit enters the battlefield, it has an extremely precise definition. At your upkeep phase, it has a very precise definition. And so in Magic the Gathering, this would say setting unit's base power and toughness to 0. But we can see a lot of just steering away from legalese in Runeterra. It's a lot of, oh, set it to 0. It can be changed later if you need or not, you know. Or, I summon a spiderling when I enter the battlefield. Alright, what the hell's even happening here? Last breath. Do I want some walls? Do I want some folks to get frostbitten? Do I want a big elky boy? Drop 2 poros if you have a poro ally. Yes.
Where did that one run off to?
Where? What? Where? Alright, it's this action. Quick attack. So this only happens at attack. Oh, look at this jubilant poro! Alright, kill this.
You've gone and spooked them.
I'll take the 1.
Worthy end.
When I'm summoned, draw 2 poros if you have a poro ally. Alright, so we're going to pass. We're going to have 1 spell mana next turn. Grim Fairy says, this is also really only seems possible to be looser with the text because this is a digital game. You don't need to discuss how something is supposed to happen with your opponent. The game just takes care of it for you. That's a great point. Alright, so it's my turn. Overwhelm is that. So I technically have 6 total mana, so I could do a 3 and 3 and frostbite this shit, but it doesn't really matter for me to do that. So I'll probably just play the most expensive one that I can, because then I'll have 3 total spell mana left over. Or excuse me, 2 total spell mana left over. Oh, a House of Spooter. Oh, I now see the benefit of attacking first, because then I could have punched in for more damage before permitting my opponent an opportunity to attack. Well, this guy's had its use. Let's send this guy in here. Leave back the little nimble poro, who's just going to be an absolute chonker boy at the back. In it goes. Flunk. Thunk.
I'll handle this myself.
When the enemy exercises 10 or less health. Alright, that's trample. Trample! Trample, trample, trample! What on earth is this last thing that keeps showing up? That's funky to me. I don't really get when that's there. Alright, grant poro allies everywhere. +1/+1. Ah. So we probably can't do anything. Do I want a Frostbite? Porosnax we're going to play later. I'm just going to play a bunch of... Oh, my opponent's on the attack. Oh, okay. Okay, right. Alright, just going to play more Bolt. Nah, do I really want... I'm going to do this and start going for more Poros and just do Porosnax. This one. Alright. So just MC says you can have 3 copies of a champion in your deck. If you draw a champion and already have a copy of it on the board, the card in your hand becomes a spell. When the champion on the board dies, the one in your hand returns to being the normal champion. I'm going to use this as like a simple reference to the... I hate when things are described as easy to learn, difficult to master. I hate that more than anything. The number one thing in my life that causes me harm in my soul is that. I recognize why. Because there is, in terms of balance in any game, multiplicity is like the enemy of balance in anything. In League of Legends, you cannot pick 5 of the same hero on a team. I've never played League of Legends, but I know anyone who's watching would immediately go, oh my god, 5 Spadivias, or whatever her name is. Oh, that would be totally busted, right? Everyone knows their combos. Because, whoa. The reason I say that multiplicity is the enemy of balance, we're going to use a really simple example. Let's say that I want a really powerful effect. Actually, let me use Dota as an example. I want a really powerful effect that's cool. Things can be really powerful if there's only one of it that can happen. But if there's 5 of them that can happen, in a very literal sense, there's more situations the balance team has to worry about. 1 instance, 2 instance, 3 instance, 4 instance, 5 instances of that thing happening. And a lot of times what happens is if you're trying to balance around 5 of that thing coming up, it makes the one feel shitty. Simple example. In Dota 2, there is a hero called Warlock, whose ultimate drops a giant frickin' meteor that stuns every single person in the area when it hits, and when it hits, it summons a giant burning golem that can that deals area damage to everything it's nearby and also whacks for a bunch of damage. Now, first of all, I know every League of Legends player is like, oh my god, the ultimate League of Legends stuns for 1.5 seconds, right? Because I understand the power levels are very different in the abilities, huh? So when you have this effect, first of all, it's super sweet. It's super fucking tight to have this huge golem blow up and stun everything. Imagine if there were 5 of those on the team. You'd get into a team fight and it would be like, all right, 1 stun, boom. All right, 1 stun, boom. All right, another 1 stun, boom. Another 1 stun, boom. We still have more coming, you know. And you'd be like, okay, 5 of them is way too overpowered, so we need to reduce their effectiveness. And then if you played a game where there was only 1 Warlock, it would be kind of a flimsy thing. It kind of screws with the ability to make the one thing super impactful because 5 of them are fucked. We saw this in Overwatch where when teams would be a little behind on the point, you would have 6 Tracers on your team, so all of them would zip in there. Now, what do? Weaken the blink on Tracer? No, you just say you can only have 1 Tracer. So let's pull all the way back to card games. So card games often want to have some sort of uniqueness to things, because if you can only have 1 of a thing on the battlefield, you can do interesting, cool things with that. You have legendary cards in Magic. You only have one of them out at a single point in time. Oh, you can only have one Darius out at one point in time. And this is good. You can absolutely... you can absolutely 100% make things more interesting, more impactful, more powerful when you know there's only going to be one of them. So card games kind of have this pickle that winds up happening, which is I want multiple Dariuses in my deck so I can get extra copies of them. But if I have like 2 Dariuses in my hand and 1 on the battlefield, it feels bad. It feels like I have 2 cards that I can't do anything with. So the fact that 2 of them turn into some cool ability makes sense with respect to that. We still have the idea of multiplicity really fucks with balancing and reduces the amount of opportunities we have to do sweet shit. So let's focus on the unique thing. But if you draw the duplicates, hey! We have a special thing that happens. So this comes back to my easy to learn, difficult to master thing that I don't like. This is an example of something that I feel like is one of these hard to learns. Right? This is one of these like non-intuitive when you first look at it. Wait, if I draw another Darius, that Darius turns into Darius's Decimate? And then when the Darius that's on the battlefield dies, this Darius's Decimate flips back around and turns into a Darius again? Wait, what? Like, that actually takes a minute to just get what the heck I'm even saying to you. It's one of those obstacles in the way of learning. But I recognize the positive effect that that could potentially... I recognize the positive effect that this mechanic could potentially create, so... I'm in support of this. But once again... It's a hell of a lot easier to just say, no, you just can't have duplicate Dariuses. And then you have this problem that arises where you have dead cards in your hand. So, all I'm saying is, again, if things are fun and sweet and awesome, that seems more important than just making things frickin' simple. Alright, I want to have so many Poroses. So we're about to swank on in for a bunch of damage. But we have to be careful because we have 7 and 2 is 9 mana, so I have a 3 and a 3, but this is a 4. So I want to be very careful of that. So I think that what I want to do is just go straight into battle. Right? I want to go straight into battle. And then probably... I mean, it's just 2 Poros. But we can delay a turn on this. Because this can basically force kill the Darius. 3 and 4 is 7, so... maybe we should play the Elk first. Actually, I'm going to play this other guy first. Alright, I'm just going to play all these and see what happens. Let's see what Darius do.
Fast.
I don't actually care especially much about the Elk because I'm going to be killing this guy. So I'm just going to pass. Kill the hero for the Elko. And this gives me the opportunity to play more Poros. Perfect.
Vanguard.
Fearsome. Alright, so we're just going to completely dunk, huh? We have enough to do, like, all the things. If I would die, I'd level up instead. Sorry, Trendemir, I'm not going to play you, man. I'm going to win with just Poros, my dude. No problem. I almost, like, dragged all of them up together. Alright. God bless us, everyone. Okay, so I want to maximize the amount of damage that I deal to this. I do want to kill this thing. I do want to kill this thing. Alright, so we do this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to frostbite this enemy, huh? So here's a question I have. I frostbite this, and now I can still pull things back and forth? Okay. Still tutorial or just a live match? Yeah, no, it's still tutorial. And again, I would say that conceptually, I really, 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 really love the idea of kind of a longer form tutorial for something like a card game. Because card games are, you know, if I contrast this with something like when I played The Last of Us, a lot of The Last of Us, and even a lot of the single-player linear games that I've played through, thinking back to one of my favorite ones, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. Oh, there's a lot of just sort of like walking around and just looking, oh, look at this. This is great. This is amazing. But card games are just super, super system-dense games. There's just a lot of, this keyword means this, and then this happens, and we create a way for a phase to occur, and there's a stack, and that occurs in this. And I think that having a longer form tutorial is really great. The ordering of the tutorialization has been baffling to me. God, like even little things like this. God bless us, everyone. Okay, so I think when Tryndamere... Yeah, see, there it is. Tryndamere's Battle Fury. Grant an ally, 8 force, shuffle Tryndamere into your deck. Okay. We're just gonna go straight to fight. Alright, so if this is blocked, we just give this burst to probably the Plucky Poro, because it's the most cute. Finish him. Alright. Bam. Alright, so we have... Looks like we have 4 more before it's time to play against humans. We're going to go through these. I'm going to take a quick break after that. Get some coffee and some food. Keep playing. But we're going to play against humans this time. Hey, does anyone know how long this beta thing lasts? This access thing lasts? Linus X says Sands of Time is just the best thing. Oh, dude, one of my favorite games of all time. Use the power of Overwhelm to win this round.
Noxus will rise.
Won't pass these walls.
Extra muscle never hurts.
Tuesday it turns off, I think? Okay. Guys, I did it. I hope that's the whole tutorial. Maybe we play more on Monday, because I want to play against some humans and actually do some deck building. And Magic the Gathering is announcing their bans on Monday, and the Magic the Gathering meta has a lot of elks in it right now. T-Prawn says, did Day9 ever end up playing Sands of Time on stream? I have recollection of him having issues setting up a controller, but I can't remember if they were ever resolved. There is a substantial error with the way in which the Sands of Time game on Steam reads inputs from a controller. And I mean, it basically just doesn't read the sensitivity on the controller properly, and I'm not sure why that was the case, but we spent like an hour trying to get it to read the controller sensitivity correctly, and it just wouldn't. Name His Secret says, I never thought I'd see Day9 play something by Riot Games once he started Dota 2. I feel like there's this fringe group of people in both League of Legends and Dota 2 that kind of treat anything other than their own game as some form of like sacrilege or betrayal, as opposed to just another video game. I mean, I happen to play Dota 2 because my friends play Dota 2, so I started playing Dota 2 with them. I've watched a pretty substantial amount of LCS, and it was really interesting and entertaining. Overwhelm, use the power of Overwhelm to win this round. Battling. A battling ally strikes a battling enemy. Why is Whirling Death's image a chin and a smile and a nose. What?
We march.
Not on my watch.
Go to the full set. So I right click and I hit this. Okay, I understand even less. I have the best job, Draven. Yeah, no, it sure looks like Whirling Death to me. Great. Listen to that audio. And it layers on itself. Ah. Okay. Okay.
Stay safe.
It's unclear to me what animation just occurred. It's unclear to me. Okay. Alright, we got some... There's some mustaching. It's a League reference. Okay. I mean, I don't play League, so I'm just like a guy sitting down to a card game and like a mustache is flying out, and I'm like, You learned about Overwhelm to win this round. You got it, man. It's my action. When I'm summoned, grant me +2/+0 if you have another ally.
Ready. You can count on me. Move out.
Burst and fast.
Won't pass these walls.
Oh my god, this needs Overwhelm. So right now we're dealing 2 damage and no damage. So if I have battling allies, a battling ally strikes so a battling ally picks a battling enemy, and I can respond my burst. So what happens if I give this? So does this mean that it strikes through? So he has been mustache attacked.
Blood for Noxus.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the thing that's weird is that we, in another game, or in another match, we kind of accidentally stumbled upon that ordering. Some regions and champions work especially well with others. Try mixing and matching to see their full potential. Oh yeah, I have to hit play now. Can you use elusive unit to win combat this round? Hold on. This guy's elusive.
It works. Mostly. The other forward.
Yeah! I did it! The border lookout couldn't block your aeronaut because it wasn't elusive. Again, I think I'm going in the wrong order. The Reclaimer says, any plans for the weekend, Sean? I've got the house to myself all weekend and I can't wait to basically do nothing. I'm going to try to be productive. And by productive, I mean, like, there are forms of entertainment that I experience, such as playing games. Like, I'm having quite a lot of fun literally doing a tutorial. Maybe it's because I am a tutorial file. And maybe it's because I literally have built my entire career by doing educational content. Sometimes in very hardcore forms, sometimes in more unstructured forms. But, I mean, I literally did like 4.5 years of exclusively educational content. And so the idea of a tutorial which is trying to educate someone about the fun and the mechanics of a game, I'm such a tutorial file. And so I mean, I'm having a huge amount of satisfaction playing games, learning about stuff. I love doing it, so I'm having a lot of fun right now. But there's also, when I say be productive, there's like, let's say I have a bunch of posters and I wanted to get them all hung up and just kind of make a wall in the apartment pretty. That's kind of a task that I'm doing as opposed to some media I'm consuming. Like I gotta clean out the fridge, right? I'm gonna do just cleaning out of the fridge. There's also little projects that I like to do. Like I like having little programming tasks that might take anywhere as short as like a 1-week project to a couple months project. Just something to like do, because I feel really uncomfortable and really itchy if I'm just consuming too much. But also, I burn myself out a lot because I will do a broadcast for many hours over the course of a week, get done, and then bang away on something for a few hours in the evening, go to bed, get up, bang away on the project, do the stream, eat again, start working again, wake up, be like, ooh, I want to do some cleaning and like shit around the house, just doing all that. And then all of a sudden I realize that I'm really tired, so I probably need to spend a little bit of time consuming again. So I'm always trying to juggle that balance. Let me tell you, all you were enwrapped in what I was saying because chat literally stopped moving and I thought that I had disconnected. Is everyone there? Whew. Oh. I'm elusive. Oh my god, I'm gonna play another elusive unit. So I have to play another elusive unit. And then I have to use my dragon skills.
Forward!
Forward! I need constant affirmation. Victory. Multiple elusive units can pose a big threat to an unprepared opponent. Fuck, I love good audio in games. The audio in this game is... Like, even that sweeps from left to right when the round begins. Yes. Use elusive units to win this round. Summon an exact copy of me.
Nothing a good kicking can't fix.
I wish I could go back. If this unit is declared as a blocker for this unit, and after this is declared as a blocker for this, if I then cast elusive on this, does it unblock? I assume not. Because, I mean, the way it works in Magic is if I declare that I'm blocking you and then you get flying, the block declaration has still occurred. He said mathematically. That's fine. Spirits high and low. I'm ready, bro. Zolan says you love audio but wear shitty earbuds. Damn right, my friend. I love when audio engineers put in just such subtle craftsmanship and effort to create a work of art that I hear as a gravelly pile of garbage through these inexpensive earbuds. I actually have a very nice speaker setup for my computer, and I have earbuds plugged into them because, I mean, honestly, as much as audiophiles want to be like, oh, please, you can't hear anything properly in those. Earbuds are actually pretty high fidelity comparatively. Pretty high fidelity compared to what they used to be. All right. It instructed me to do something I was not paying attention. When an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. Oh, it's an ephemeral sharktopus. Caustic cask. Okay, so if I...
This isn't part of the training.
Okay, so this says, when an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. What? I mean, I understood what was going on with the casks. I do not understand what was going on with the shark. Check out your spells and abilities and use them to defeat your opponent. So this... Oops. So I, as an instant, buff this. So it bonks, dies. So I'm readying my attack. It's on the stack. I hit OK. It resolves. It is now Thunk. I have a new attack emblem. Okay. Bonk. Granting an ally unit ephemeral can sometimes pay off. Whooshy, 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 whooshy. I mean, I'm absolutely, completely confused about how these shark boys work. Use ephemeral units efficiently to win this round. So this says when an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. So I'm going to do this first. Summon 3 Unleashed Spirits, because I assume an Unleashed Spirit... Well, actually, this should be able to show me. Okay, so when I do this... So I want to do a test right now. So this says when an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. So if I do this and hit attack, what happens?
Your end is my duty.
So if I end the round... Okay. Okay, it's gonna reload. Well, I'm just doing some tests right now. So let's try this again. To play me, kill an ally. What a bad piggy. So if I do this, and I attack with both of these. So this says, when an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking. I assume it now needs to be dead, so I'm gonna let him die. And then I'm going to end the round. Oh, it's not gonna let me go to the next round. Okay. Because I think what it means now is that this needs to die, and then on a subsequent turn, if I have an ephemeral ally attack, this gets revived. Like, because, I mean, I recognize... let me actually explain for a moment what is weird for me about this shark. So, in the previous lesson, Shark Chariot said, when an ephemeral ally attacks, revive me attacking, and that text was irrelevant for the sake of the tutorial. And I think that this should be completely deleted and a different unit should exist for the previous tutorials. I absolutely think so, because what happens in that circumstance is that I see a card, I am presented with irrelevant information, and I am confused because I'm trying to figure out how this is relevant, and it's not. In this specific lesson, like in this match, I believe what I'm supposed to do is to play the Ravenous Butcher to kill this, and then when another ally dies, okay, hold on, let me just end the round because I need to play that in the opposite order. I mean, like, it's almost like a red herring to provide too much information to someone when only some of it is relevant. Okay, so so this needs to get played like again. The solution is clear. I'm talking about the weirdness of having this mechanic in the previous lessons when it didn't seem to be relevant. See, so this is whenever another ally dies, deal 1 damage to the enemy nexus. So then we like play this guy to eat this shark, and so I assume it's in some graveyard that I cannot see. Okay, so that resolves. So now what I need to do is I need to, when another ally dies, deal 1 damage to the nexus. So now I have another question. If I bring all of these guys out,
humility before power.
But then why would it block this way? So first of all, I have a question. When this thing dies, does it happen in an order? So this dies, so it deals 1 damage. This dies, so it deals 1 damage. This dies, so it deals 1 damage. Well, okay, so it actually does resolve sequentially. It does resolve sequentially, so I almost want to replay that one mission, but I don't think I can. Because if I'd played it all the way on the left, it would have died and then not been able to activate. Huh. That's fine. You can also just not use it to attack. But I was deliberately trying to place it out on the battlefield to see, as it died, what effects happened when, to let me understand the sequencing that is going on under the hood. Round 1. Use Frostbite to protect your Nexus this round. Yeah, I think the... That full last tutorial round about ephemeral units was certainly, I think, the weakest tutorial thus far, because it just presented a lot of information that was extraneous. There's a lot of secret stuff going on under the hood that's actually very relevant that then wasn't explained to me. I kind of had to research my way into it. And I may not have noticed it because the instant that the last shark died, I I noticed that it didn't trigger, and then the whole screen exploded and showed me a victory screen. So I had to be like really specifically looking for something. Use Frostbite to slow down your opponent and protect your Nexus this round.
Sweep them away.
What did it say for me to do?
A gift from the river folk.
Yeah, no, I can do it. I just didn't read what was on the screen real fast. See, this is another thing where, like contextually, when do people play card games? How do people play card games? A lot of times, I don't know about you, but 100% of my friends that play digital card games like Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone will do this and do something else at the same time. Because it's a turn-based game. Especially if I'm in a tutorial. I can imagine someone having a TV show on. I can imagine a streamer having a chat open. This is use Frostbite to slow down your opponent and protect your Nexus this round. I click, this is gone. And where do I go to... Wait, what's my goal here? Where is it? Is it listed up here? Where do I... What? What happened? So what happened here is I just did a really simple look away and was like, oh, huh. I think like being aware of that context. This is a tutorial, and it's turn-based, and if I'm looking away just once at the wrong time, there's no way for me to find it back out again. So I want to, and this guy says, strike, draw spell. Stopping the River Shaper from drawing a card denied your opponent the chance to defeat you. One. Team says, I see your point, but counterpoint, I think the will to not die is expected in players. Well, let me build on that by saying I'm not suggesting that 100% of players will be completely baffled and confused there. I'm saying some percentage of people will not remember what the actual mission goal is of this particular tutorial, and the fact that it gets removed from the screen, and I'm not sure what I was supposed to do again. Can hurt a little bit. So, for instance, as a regular card game player, I see that I'm being attacked for 2, that I have 4 total health on my Nexus, and I have 2 cards that I want to be able to begin an offensive, and, you know, health is a resource, right? Save it. So, for, I think, a lot of people that play card games, I think for a lot of people that play card games, you go, oh, okay, I'll just take 2 damage and see what happens next. And then it, like, kills me, and I'm like, wait, yeah, what was the mission? You only had 2 health? No, I had 4 health. I had 4 health in the last one to keep it. 4 health. We took 2 to go down to 2, and then our opponent played a 4 damage thing. Look for a deadly Frostbite combo to defeat your opponent units this round. Kill enemies with power 0, then Frostbite all enemies.
My arrow won't miss.
No, I didn't go Stalker.
Come face me!
Oh, this is a slow spell? Oh, alright. Well, that's fine. We'll just lose. It's all good. Alright. The purple is slow. Just remember your colors, Sean. Cha-cha. Oh, what? Dude, I'm not even paying attention here. I know what I'm trying to do. Alright. Go. Go. Alright, that was straight up brain farting. Get him. Get that guy. And that's downright impressive, Day 9. Yeah, right? I tried to do it on the stack in the cute order, realized it was sorcery speed, and then I was like, alright, time to just completely whiff the combo on main phase.
I wasn't strong enough.
Alright. I adjusted the audio, Ghost Stalker, let me know. Frostbite can combo with many different cards. It's worse. All right, I fixed it. Yeah, no, because when you said and you were saying the previous thing, I didn't know if you meant that the audio was ahead or behind. So here I am. Hi, little kitten. Hey, little kitten. All right, we did. We beat the tutorials. We're feeling powerful. I think it's time to play against humans. That is my water cup. All right, let's get you. Let's get you to scoot out of the way. All right. Well, I have news, everyone. First of all, we have our little gray friend. Hi. Hello, little gray friend. Look at her. Look at this cat. We love chin rubs in this household. You know what I mean? Well, I think that overall, I'd say I really loved that there was a huge amount of tutorials showing a large number of different circumstances that really helped us get a substantially better grip on how the game is played. And I also like that it was scenario-based. It kind of set up an environment in which I would have skipped past a whole bunch of turns and just be in this particular interesting spot, because I think that there's a huge benefit. Yeah, no, me too, sweetheart. I think there's a huge benefit to just being really blunt and going, here's where the damn fun happens. Because I think it's a little easy to... I've especially seen when people are teaching other people board games. They just start and like, here's 40 rules you need to learn before we're even going to step. Yeah, get comfy, get comfy. Here's 40 rules before we're even going to talk about what's cool about the game, you know, and so on and so forth. So I appreciate that. But the tutorialization was baffling and wacky in a pretty significant number of spots. In particular, the ordering. I'm pretty sure I did play them in the wrong order, but it also felt like I was doing it in the right order. And then there were like things that were getting repeated at times that was confusing to me. It was very, very, very weird. Yeah, let's just rest. Let's just rest a moment. I'm gonna be getting coffee and making a sandwich. Yeah, you're a good cat. There's also a component to giving me the chance to take what I've learned and putting me into a game. Because I think at this point I haven't yet played like a game. I think. You know, yeah, but there's some weird wording. I think that there's... my intuition is that there is something cool here, because I've had a lot of cool experiences and had some neat moments where I was like, ooh, I want to think through some decisions. So I'm very, very excited to play some games. And what I could do is play against allies. Or not allies, excuse me, play against AIs. But why would I do that? Huh, Des? Why would I do that when I can just play against human beings? Yeah. Isn't this nice? By the way, this is where Sheriff's claw pierced into my face. We were on a walk and she was tired, so I picked her up to walk us back to the apartment, and then the elevator door opened and she freaked out and jumped and dug her claw into my face and jumped from my head. So this is actually quite a deep cut. I had to wash it out. So we're going to have a nice little battle scar, but that's okay because she was scared. Liza Zyme says, hey Dana, it's been a little while. Could you tell us a joke? don't really know that many jokes these days. I don't really have a good one. But we could say a stupid pun, because those are always fun. Yeah. Oh, it's such a good yawn. Oh, we're absolutely relaxing right now. This is nice. Well, where's I Am the Shaz when you need him, huh? It's my favorite pun. What's blue and not heavy? It's light blue. Yeah. Yeah, we hurt a lot of people. We hurt them real bad with that joke. I love you. You're a good cat. Yeah, she's just looking at just, what in the fuck? That's right. Yeah, no, it's exhausting. It's just being a cat. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little breaky. We're going to have to move around the cat. Oh, excuse me, little cat. And we're going to actually take a bit of a break because I got to get a sandwich. I got to get some coffee. We'll be right back, though. And then when we return, we're going to keep playing Runeterra, but against human beings. Oh.